good weather again.
Really great afternoon. I tell you what, after all these rains, it's kind of nice to get out and do some riding.
Hey, how's your roping doing?
What roping are you talking about, Ed?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got some great show coming your way.
I tell you what, hi folks, I'm Ernie Rodina.
And I'm Ed Adams.
Welcome to Better Horses TV.
In this episode, we've got the great trainers coming your way.
We're going to start off by going down to the Almost a Ranch with Al Dunning, showing us some exercise you can do to improving your cutting skills.
And let's wrangle down to the Flint Hills and take you back to the old western ways of spring branding. We brought in Travis Kennedy of Kennedy Quarter Horses to show you the correct way to rope a calf.
And then what we're going to do from there, we go down to Medicine Lodge with Kerry Coon, and he's going to be giving us some of his insight also.
And it's back, our own Better Horses medical moment with Dr. Fred Gardner. He's going to talk to us about the benefits of watching the intake in green grass.
We're going to go back down and spend some time with the great Cole Cameron talking about proper shoeing and why it's important.
And if you love horses, you're going to love this episode. And it's the only horse show on your local broadcast television station.
So crack the whip, get up the kids, get the neighbors up, call a friend. It's about time for Better Horses TV. You're going to love it.
We'll be right back.
It's time to go with United Mosquito and Fly Control's premier fly system for fly control in your barn, providing relief for horses from the stress of fighting flies, and also makes the barn more pleasant for everyone in the barn. Easy, effective, and safe. With United Mosquito and Fly Control, we provide a full service. You as the barn owner don't have to do anything. We go everywhere and take care of everything with our friendly fast service. Call today at 913-558-3814 or email Paul at unitedmosquito.com.
Hey folks, good to be with you again. Now, Miss Debbie and I, we live way out in the country. And I mean, there are no lights out there other than what we turn on. No city lights, no lights other than what God gives us in the skies. I like to go out sometimes in the dark of the night and just look up into the heavens to see all the sparkling lights, all the stars and the planets. It dawned on me the other night that scientists tell us that there are absolutely billions to trillions of stars out there in the heavens. The Bible tells us that God created each and every one of them, and it says that He flung them into place. He put those stars exactly where He wanted them. And listen to this. The Bible says that He named every one of them. That just amazes me. I can't find my truck keys in the morning, yet God knows exactly where every star, every planet is at, and knows their name. Well, it's our prayer here today at Better Horses that when you're going through a tough time in life, when you feel lost, when you feel insignificant, when you feel like everything is coming down around you, just remember this: the God of all the heavens knows exactly where you are, what you're going through, and He knows your name. Hey, this is Steve Stafford. I'm the pastor at Risen Ranch Cowboy Church in Carthage, Missouri, and a very proud member of the Better Horses family.
The cow track mechanical cow is good for many things. You know, reining horse trainers sometimes use it to help their horses learn to roll back correctly. You know, in this case, I'm going to talk about working cow horse, like a horse that you're going to use for the boxing or even down the fence with the flag. So with the cow track like this, I make sure my horse backs up really good and that he steers pretty well to the right and to the left, like most cow horses should. And then I step up to the flag and I start it slow as not to scare the horse. But I step up to it like this, like I'm going to move it. And then I go with it. Teach my horse to stop with it. I try to take a step back so they load up on their hocks and then step to it. But I keep my horse up at an angle, like keep both eyes of the horse on the flag. Just like that. I keep both eyes of that horse. If he looks away, I'll point his nose up in with my inside rein a little bit, but I'll keep his eyes on that flag. Unlike a cutting horse that sometimes I like to be dead square with the cow and go totally parallel, I like my cow horses to look up into that cow just a little bit more like this. That way they have that attachment to the cow. Plus, with a cow horse, we have a tendency to step to the cow and then break off. So I ride with it, stop with it, load up on the hocks by stepping back a step, go with it, using mainly cow side leg, stop, back. Don't impart my opposite leg until the horse starts through the turn. What happens, most people, they'll get over here like this, and right here they get kind of excited, so they take their outside leg and they get into their horse with it. And then the horse reverses the arc or shoulders into the cow. So what you want to do right here, when you back your horse up, you want to kind of keep your cow side leg or your flag side leg, which would be this case, my right leg. Back it up, have that leg on the horse, release that leg, then ride with your left leg right here. Ride with your left leg. Stop, back. Now use my legs to go. I kind of use both legs to go forward. Then I take my heels down to stop. I back up my horse. I let the cow pull my horse through the turn, and then I ride. As the horse gets better, I'll step up to the flag and make it speed up so the horse gets through that turn and lifts his front end and makes it through that turn. The hard part comes when you make multiple moves. So what you want to make sure is that you're not always thinking turning, because if you're always turning, let's say if you go like this and all of a sudden you go to turn, sometimes what happens is the horse will resist and put his head the wrong direction or whatever like that. So what you want to do is you want to allow the horse to try to make that first move. So you get right here like this, you kind of say how you're looking at it, and then you move, and then you ride right here, and then you stop. And then you step a little bit, then you ride right here and stop. A key to working a cow is hitting that stop before you make the second turn. You know, it's real easy to make a first turn like this. Real easy to make that turn. It's the second turn that's more difficult. So what we got to be careful to do is not get too rough with our hand when we're doing that, but try to leave your horse alone a little bit in between. Teach your horse to hook up to that flag and teach him to hook up to that flag and then hit that stop. Hit that stop. Different horses have different athletic abilities. So what you want to do is you want to try to time the flag to the athletic ability of the horse. If a horse is real quick, I keep the flag fairly slow. If a horse is a little slow-footed, I like to speed the flag up just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit to force this horse to move his feet. So if a horse is pretty quick, there's no reason to try to make the horse quicker. But if a horse is just a little slow-footed, by moving that flag and then riding your horse, stopping, moving that flag, and then riding your horse, will quicken them up. And then step up to it a little bit, make them look at it, and then go. Step up to it, kind of keep your reins loose, and then go. Till that horse learns to counter that cow's moves. Now you can relate that right to the cow when you go to the show pen. Start a little bit away from the flag, just like you're gonna show. Ride up to it like they just close the gate on the cow, put the cow in the arena, and then go. Tracking this cow a long way will benefit you going down that fence too. If you teach that horse to parallel that flag, will teach your horse to stay straight with a little bit of look into the cow, shoulder away, so that he can make that good, solid turn. Shoulder up, nose in, make that turn. That's what you want to do. When you're practicing, you can step all the way up close to that flag sometimes like this and teach that horse to round that body into that turn. What I try to do is not let my horse fall too far away from that flag. So when I get to this point right here, I kind of come through there and then I try to track that flag like this, but try to stay on that line. Teaching your horse to read the cow far away and handle the cow up close really helps that horse be a good cow horse.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after these messages.
How's your production on pasture? Are profits down? Are weight gains down? What are you going to do about it? Do something cost-effective. Do something that will make a difference. To add the first and proven leader in feed-through horn fly control to your cattle rations, ask for it by name, Alticid IGR.
You care about your animals and feeding them the best. And that's where Purina's local Kansas City dealers step in, providing you experience, knowledge, service, and advice. Purina feed dealers are people who believe in community involvement and who believe in you. They have a passion for the feed industry and are committed to helping customers unlock the potential of every animal. If you are looking for a trusted source for your animals, look no further than your local Purina feed dealer, your partner in animal care.
Travis Kennedy, welcome to Better Horses. We're going to talk about three-man branding cattle today. We're branding this way today because back in the day you had to mark your own cattle, and it was a way to keep rustlers and thieves from stealing your cattle. And a lot of times in the early grazing days there was grazing permits and organizations, and there might be 3 or 4 irons on one permit. And so when shipping time came, the brand was the way to recognize which cattle belonged to which iron. To my knowledge, most of the people that came out today, this was either their first time or maybe a second time for them, and it's not something that they do regularly. The goal for this was to give them a controlled experience, to let them see if it was something they enjoyed, maybe challenge themselves to see if they were up to it, and in a nice controlled environment with really good cattle. So when you're walking up to the cows for the first time, what is your strategy on how to rope that cow? One of the biggest parts of this style of stockmanship and branding and horsemanship is low stress and low key. So you want to present yourself to that cow in a manner that is not mean to the cow, or not so much mean, but aggressive to the cow. So you're thinking about how to shape your horse in a manner that's the cow is receptive to, and then you want to move that cow in a position that is an easy, low stress shot to make everything as efficient as possible. The biggest danger is you're obviously dealing with 3 minds: your mind, your horse's mind, and your cow's mind. And so you may be on one page, your horse may be on that same page, but then the cow might be on a different page. And so you really have to be super cognizant of what's going on, how to read the cow, how to feel for your horse. And the danger of that is, you know, things can go pretty wrong pretty fast and you can get hung up. When you're stretching a cow, does that hurt the cow? No, and that's the really neat thing about this style of using longer ropes and slicker horns. You have enough rope that you can be generous with it, that when you go to stretch that cow and stop, you can run enough rope that you actually bring that cow to a stop like a clutch in a car. You ease it to a stop real gentle. Hopefully they had a good time. You saw some guys that maybe wouldn't have thought they were going to rope today actually get in and give it a chance. Had some good first catches. Nobody got in a wreck. We didn't stress any cattle. I think Rex was probably very happy with the way the cattle were treated. We had a great time today. Hope everybody had a good time. Thank you for watching us on Better Horses. I'm Travis Kennedy with Kennedy Quarter Horses. You can check us out on Facebook. Hope to see you down the trail.
No matter what discipline of riding you do, training, showing, and everyday stress is hard on your horse's legs. Decra Veterinary Products is a leading lameness company that brought you Osphos. Osphos is a clodronate injection, an intramuscular bisphosphonate to help control the clinical signs of navicular syndrome in horses 4 years and older. Ask your veterinarian if Osphos is right for your horse. Decra Veterinary Products is a proud sponsor of The American.
In a natural, free-roaming situation, horses graze nearly constantly throughout the day and night. When feeding horses in stables, it's ideal to try to mimic this feeding behavior. Horses in stabled conditions should be fed their hay so they can pick at it continuously between feedings. Visit our website at stanleyforage.com under Nutrition, then Nutritional Resources to help transition your horse from winter to spring in the coming weeks.
Ernie, we're so glad you could be with us here today. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of Better Horses TV. I've got Colt out here on Miss Purina today, and we're going to share with your viewers a very simple exercise that we use on a daily basis, whether we're working horses that are green or we're working horses that are more advanced. This is something that we do in the beginning just to get their bodies warmed up, their muscles warmed up, their minds warmed up, make sure they're on the same page we are, and just make sure these horses are soft for us before we get started working on very much. Colt, if you want to go ahead and slip out here in front of me and get started, I'll tell Ernie's viewers what we're going to be looking at. So again, this is a really simple exercise, Ernie. It's not going to look like much, but I'm going to talk you guys through it so you can see what all Colt's working on. So he rolled his horse up to a trot. He's working on some lateral bend here. He's going to try to make as uniform of a circle as he can. And what he's doing with his reins specifically, Ernie, is he's asking this mare to bend her body to the left, but if you'll watch, he will not hold that rein. He will not hold that mare's head over there. He's going to ask her to bring her head over, and then he's going to turn loose when she gets soft. He's going to do that until that horse's head will start to stay over in that position a little bit more. Now, we don't mind if she moves her head a little bit, but we don't want her head to go all the way back straight. Okay, so think of it this way. When he picks that rein up, and that mare, if she wants to get her head back straight, as her head is falling back straight, Colt's simply going to slide right back down that rein and pick that rein back up and say, no, I'd like you to stay over here. What he's trying to get across to this mare is, could it be more your responsibility to keep your head over here versus just us hold it with the reins? Now, by him rolling this mare up to a trot, Ernie, he's challenging this mare to turn loose of a little bit more of the brace in her body. That extra forward motion by moving from the walk to the trot. We do a lot of this at a walk, but when we roll up to a trot, that extra forward motion gives us more opportunity to get more brace worked out of that horse. That's starting to look pretty good there, Colt. So your viewers here, Ernie, are starting to see this mare think about keeping that head over there a little bit more. So if she wasn't soft in his hands, this circle wouldn't be very uniform. She'd be dropping her shoulders, she'd be drifting out, her head would be coming up. You'll notice that even when he just picks up the inside rein, he's also getting some vertical as well as some lateral bend in this horse. How's she feel to you there, Colt?
She feels really good.
Feels really good? All right, when she gets on around there towards the camera, go ahead and switch to the other side. So he's going to stay at a trot. He's just going to roll right on to the other side. Right there as he come around, that mare still had her head over here to the left, which was really nice. That's all we're asking for. It doesn't look like much. Again, it's a very simple exercise, but I promise you, if you're sitting on a horse that has brace in their body and you try to trot a uniform circle for that long, asking for that lateral and vertical bend like Colt was right there, you're going to find so many places where that brace in that horse's body is not only going to cause the head to come up, but it's going to want to tend to slow or stop the feet. Colt, that was a great job. Ernie, thank you so much for letting us be a part of Better Horses TV. If your viewers would like to find out any information about what we do, our clinics, our horses for sale, or even our merchandise for sale, they can go to carrycoon.com. Thank you again, Ernie.
Hey folks, don't go anywhere. We've got more Better Horses coming to you right after this from our sponsors.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
John Deere is known for quality equipment. This quality has created a perception that John Deere is more expensive than other brands. But high quality doesn't mean high priced. The truth from buyers in our area is customers who have purchased a John Deere compact utility tractor saved more than $2,000. Dare to compare us before buying. You and your wallet will be surprised. Nothing runs as long as a Deere, and we'll prove it with our exclusive 10-year warranty. Visit heritagetractor.com/compare to learn more.
Welcome to Better Horses. I'm Dr. Gardner, and I practice veterinary medicine at Countryside Veterinary Clinic. I'm here to share with you a medical moment on Better Horses TV. This time of year is a time when we need to pay attention to our horses, particularly those that are turned out on pasture. Pasture produces a lot more grass and a lot more nutrient content in the grass than other times of the year, so that we have, if we continue to feed our horses supplemental feeds at the same rate we do the rest of the year, they gain too much weight, get too fat. So metabolic problems or problems with their metabolism are pretty common, particularly in domesticated horses and horses that have access to improved and cool season pastures. There are a number of ways to deal with that. We can use some devices like grazing muzzles, and we can also limit the amount of time that the horses spend out on the pasture. We also can switch them to a product like Purina's Enrich Plus. It's an excellent product that provides a pound a day, provides the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids necessary to balance a forage diet or a diet that's primarily hay and grass. And it doesn't add a lot of calories. There are very few calories in that, and so it's a good way to manage horses that tend to get too fat when they're out on pasture. This has been your medical moment, and I hope this information has been helpful to you and your horses. If you want more information, look at our website, and there's plenty of information out there. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope you have an enjoyable time with your horses, and we appreciate you watching.
Hey, don't touch that dial. We got more Better Horses TV right after this message from our sponsors.
It's time to go with United Mosquito and Fly Control's premier fly system for fly control in your barn, providing relief for horses from the stress of fighting flies, and also makes the barn more pleasant for everyone in the barn. Easy, effective, and safe. With United Mosquito and Fly Control, we provide a full service. You as the barn owner don't have to do anything. We go everywhere and take care of everything with our friendly fast service. Call today at 913-558-3814 or email Paul at unitedmosquito.com.
How's your production on pasture? Are profits down? Are weight gains down? What are you going to do about it? Do something cost effective. Do something that will make a difference. To add the first and proven leader in feed-through horn fly control to your cattle rations, ask for it by name, Alticid IGR.
Hi, I'm Donna. This is Ringo. We're with CSI Saddle Pads. I'd like to invite you to ride our new revolutionary FlexPlate saddle pad. We offer a 30-day money-back, ride it, get it dirty guarantee. And the best part of the pad is it's 100% American-made with American parts by American hands.
I've been using CSI pads for 16 years, and there's a reason behind that. It is a total performance system for me. I just can't say enough about them.
For more information, go to csipads.com.
Hey, we have Cutter, the kill shelter horse here. Like I said, he's a 4-year-old. He's never had his feet done. Just out of a kill shelter, a couple months ago. So this is the first time he's having his feet done, and have Daryl here, and it's time. I think he's going to be a lot more comfortable and better off here. So we need to keep progressing him. We have Daryl Hicks here. He's a shoer out of Stephenville, Texas, and one of the best in the business. We're lucky to have him, and comes over here and gets underneath all these outlaws that we get in. So when we like to keep these guys, we get a lot of these young horses we'll get in, their feet have never been done, and as soon as we get them gentle enough, it's important to us to get them done. So it makes them feel more comfortable, and a lot of these trails that we have here, are a little rocky, so we want to keep them safe and just kind of protect our investments here, and really gentles them up as well. So the fact that we can get underneath this horse and trim them is telling us that we've done a pretty good job. Our goal is to trim every 6 weeks. This is his first time. Eventually, depending on how he does, we'll put shoes on the front before putting shoes on all four. But we'll leave shoes off them as long as we can. So if they're good-footed and they get along well on the ranch, there's really no reason to. So for today, his first trimming, we'll trim him maybe 6 weeks from now. Think about putting shoes on front. We keep most of them shod, but you know what? If they don't need it and they're pretty good-footed, we're gonna let them stay barefoot. We're just gonna see how he does, and a lot of these younger horses, we like to keep them barefoot as long as we can before putting shoes on.
Hey, thank you for watching Better Horses. If you missed any of our television shows, you can check us out at betterhorses.com and see all of our episodes.
And if you want more Better Horses Radio, go to the app and type in Better Horses, and you give us all you want.
And take a look at our newspaper coming out 5 times a year on the same website.
You're going to love us.